Alright, live on YouTube, going live on the Rumble, and good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I am Xander, you viewer are you, and we will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. Today is, of course, Boon's Day, no, it's Tears' Day, aka Tuesday. Wow, like when you're trapped in the house all day, you forget what day it is. April 28th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with the year 224. We have the Battle of Hormozgan was fought. The Ardashir I was defeated and killed Artabanus V, effectively ending the Parthian Empire. Dang. 357, we have here Emperor Constantius II arrived in Rome for his first and only visit. Are you trying to be silly here? Okay, we're gonna be silly. Okay, let's be weirdos today. All right, you lunatic. Oh.
That's right. The
Yep.
Golden Loon here.
Yes. Yeah. Emperor Constantius II entered Rome for the first time to celebrate his victory over Magnus Magnentius. Okay. 1140, the Palatine Chapel, commissioned by Roger II and one of Norman Sicily's most important buildings, was consecrated on Palm Sunday in Palermo. World Heritage Site 2015. I'm trying to blindly move things around. Like, I'm doing it without looking.
Now, what's the date on that again?
That's 1140.
Wow. Palermo was around in 1140?
Palermo.
Is that what you said? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, no.
I'm trying to remember what Palermo is.
It's a city.
Palermo.
In Italy or...
well, I've heard that word.
Yeah, that's like, when, what's his name got there first?
Palermo.
General...
Patton. Oh, it was Sicily. Okay, that's why.
Sicily.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, the Sicilian campaign. When Montgomery wanted the U.S. soldiers to go up and provide basically meat shields, and then the British get their glory. Well, Patton is just like, okay, well, we'll be your meat shields, and we'll beat you to Palermo. And they did.
So that's not Palermo,
No,
anyways.
No, yeah.
Anyways, it wasn't 1140, anyways.
No.
Patton was there.
No. Well, he might have been. He thought he was a reincarnation of Alexander the Great. But yeah, no, like, I couldn't find any actual exterior. Well, I just saw one. Okay, now, wait, no, this is Palermo. I'm trying to get images of this chapel here. I couldn't find the exteriors really of this for the thumbnail, but the interior, once again, is magnificent, as all of these are.
Yeah.
You know, so. Yeah. What else do we got here? 1192, assassination of Conrad of Montferrat, Conrad I, King of Jerusalem in Tyre. 2 days after his title to the throne was confirmed by election, the killing was carried out by Hanshadin. That's a hell of a name right there. Yeah, and this is 1140. Where'd 1140 go? That's there. No, we got that one. That was 1192. They changed this. The weird word isn't the same one anymore. Oh wait, yeah, this one here, 1192, okay. It is the same event, right here. It's the assassination of this guy, but they changed it since last night. So we have another example of them changing it in the past 24 hours.
What did they change?
Like, now it says assassination of Conrad Montferrat, Conrad I, King of Jerusalem in Tyre, 2 days after his claim to the throne is confirmed by election. The killing is carried out by the Nizardi Islami sect, or Ismaili sect, also known as the Assassins. So, then who is this Hashahid?
Maybe he's the assassin.
Maybe. But they changed it, is my point.
Yeah. No,
so, since my research last night, they changed it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, 1253, between now and May 7th, Utrecht was destroyed by fire. And, that normally is a nothing article, but I've seen so many articles of the Bishop of Utrecht. So, like, it's something important. So, Utrecht destroyed by fire. 1253, Nichiren, a Japanese Buddhist monk, propounds Namu Moyu Rango Kyo for the first time and declared it to be the essence of Buddhism, in effect founding Nichiren Buddhism.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, what do we got here? So it's not like the founding of Buddhism, period. But I think there's an image right here. Yeah, I want to read this. Yeah, Nam Moyoho Renge Kyo is the fundamental law of the universe expounded in Nichiren Buddhism. All life is an expression or manifestation of this law. Let's see if I can bigger this. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, when we chant Nam Moyo Renge Kyo, we attune our lives to the perfect rhythm of the universe. The result is increased life force, wisdom, compassion, and good fortune to face the challenges in front of us. Nam, meaning devotion, the action of practicing Buddhism. Moyoho, mystic law, the essential law of the universe and its phenomenal manifestations. Renge, lotus flower, which seeds and blooms at the same time, represents the simultaneously of cause and effect. We create causes through thoughts, words, and actions. Kyo, Buddha's teaching, all phenomena. Literal, I devote myself to the Lotus Sutra of the wonderful law is what this translates into. So, yeah, interesting stuff. And this is when it started. So, 1376, English Good Parliament began meeting in London. It will sit until July 10th. It was then the longest sitting English Parliament.
What do you mean Good Parliament?
That's what it's called, the Good Parliament. Like English quote-unquote Good Parliament. Like, for whatever reason, they like to name all of their meetings. Like, they have the Good Parliament, the this Parliament, the Parliament of that, the Edict of Worms, you know,
Well,
but that was Germany.
Of course, is next door do they have the Bad Parliament?
Well, that is a good question. What about the mediocre Parliament? But the
That's
Parliament
in
that's...
between.
yeah, exactly. And in 1376 as well, English Parliament demanded supervision of royal spending. That makes sense.
Yeah.
1503, Battle of Crenalgo, Spanish army under Gonzalo Fernández de Cordoba defeated a French force led by Louis de Armagnac, Duke of Nemours. And it says here from the other source, I'll put this over here so you guys can see it. It is noted as one of the first European battles in history won by small arms fire using gunpowder in 1503. That's impressive, or substantial there. 1611, establishment of the Pontifical and Royal University of Santo Tomas, the Catholic University of the Philippines, oldest existing university in Asia and the largest Catholic university in the world.
Oh.
I'm going to have to image search this thing here really quick. And you know what? I'm going to add this in the underbar if anybody wants to look more into this Buddhism thing that we spoke about earlier. So give me un momento.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I was just like, why not? I really need to start adding more things into the underbars here. So,
well, if you put too many, things start getting lost.
Well, I have them titled, so you can find them.
True.
So, hold on a second. Let's see. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's this one. Wait a minute. Have I passed everything? No, I haven't. I guess this wasn't added. I could have sworn I had this in the thumbnail, but anyway, no. This is the that university, one of the buildings here.
Oh, okay.
Let me bring this out. I'm not sure if the windows are reflecting or if this is just. Well, no, they have to be reflecting because there's depth to the building back here. It almost looks as if it's a shell, you know? Can you see what I'm talking about?
I see exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's not. Those are clean windows.
Yeah.
Good job. So, what else do we got here? 1625, a combined Spanish and Portuguese fleet of 52 ships commenced the recapture of Bahia from the Dutch during the Dutch-Portuguese War. All right. 1635, Virginia Governor John Harvey accused of treason and removed from office. That's not good.
Wait a minute.
What?
You got to find him guilty before you move him from office, and there's got to be more of a penalty than removing someone from office for treason.
That's our law. Back then in 1635.
I know, but I know that's our law.
Well, no. We didn't exist in 1635.
No, I know that.
The British were a lot more, tyrannical. So maybe an accusation wasn't enough.
To me.
Yeah.
Forget
no, I agree with
everybody.
you. Yeah.
Kick you out doesn't seem like much.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm just saying that the laws back then are not as just as we have these days. So, what else we got here? 1655, English general at sea Robert Blake. He was never titled admiral. Defeated North African pirate fleet. So that's pretty interesting. You're never given the title admiral, so you're known as a general at sea, because generals are usually the army. So
Robert Blake was an actor.
This one here.
Robert Blake.
A different one. There's obviously
no,
a different
not that one. Man, the guy aged well.
Wow. 1656.
He killed his wife, by the way.
That's not good. Yeah, Dutch ship
I think. I don't know what the final decision was. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Off track.
Dutch ship Virgil Derrick, the Gilt Dragon, laden with 8 chests of silver, wrecked on the western coast of Australia with the loss of 118 lives. And I wonder, has the wreck been found? So I'm just going to do a surface level scratch of this article really quick. Let's see here. Virgil Derrick. I'm just going to click on this Wikipedia, because if they have found it, well, this was found on the wreck. Okay, so they did find it. This jug was found on the wreck, so it has been found. Okay, and
Cool.
I wonder if they found the silver. Yeah, the discovery of the Virgil Drac. It was eventually discovered on April 14th, 1963, south of Ledge Point, about 100 kilometers or 62 miles north of Perth. Okay.
It was lost for a long time.
Yeah, a couple hundred years.
Yeah.
1694, French-Canadian explorer Louis Joliet set out from Quebec, leading the first documented journey of the Labrador coastline, reaching the Zor area. And I'm going to image search this, but before I do, I'm just going to double check. I do have a comment, of course, exposing internet crimes and lies. Double your volume and it will be perfect. Still apparently too low. I have it as max as I can. Let's see, can I, properties? Well, it's that one. I mean, I can't adjust its volume, I don't think. Like, no, there's no knob. What's this?
Here?
Well, no, those are different, what is that? Gain, and these are patterns. So, I don't know. Like, this mic is designed to, like, you know, really be spoken into, like, really close. So...
Well, let's put it here, and I'll try to move in a little
Well, no, like, I need a boom. Like, we need to have a boom, like, and hang it here, if anything. So, we gotta look for a boom this weekend. Well, I'm gonna look for a boom this weekend. Anyway, I guess for now, we'll just have to, endure my low volume. Sorry, viewers. But yeah, we will be fixing that. Anyway, let's get back on track here. 1701, English Ambassador William Norris was granted an audience with Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in an attempt to gain trading rights for the new East India Company. He ultimately failed. All right, so that's good. I don't like it. You know, these companies back then, they were terrible things. 1728, 82 survivors of the Dutch ship Zeewijk sailed into Batavia on a hand-built boat 10 months after being shipwrecked off the western coast of Australia. And I have a little snide comment there. Weren't all boats hand-built back then, you know? But I mean, like, you know, it was built without, like, the infrastructure that you would build a boat. So I'm going to image search this really quick. No, like, yeah, we haven't even gotten to the images that I found for the thumbnail. Usually we've covered a couple of images. But yeah, what is this? Well, that's 1728. That's 1628. Is this it here? This is 1629. So it's not telling me anything about the actual incident that we just read, but yeah, but that's astounding though. Like, you know, they built a ship and unshipwrecked themselves. You know, 1738, off main source, Pope Clement XII issued the first papal condemnation of Freemasonry and forcibly prohibited Catholics from becoming Freemasons. So you cannot Freemasonry is the expulsion of God. Like, you cannot be a Catholic or a Freemason at the same time.
Apparently not.
They are radically different beliefs fundamentally. So you know, so this ban is from the Catholic side.
Yes.
But I was watching a video about Freemasonry not long ago. I have a DM here. Double your audio level. Yeah. Yeah, I can't right now. We'll figure it out after the show. I don't want to fiddle with things, you know, while we're live. So,
try to step up too.
Yeah,
mine's probably the lower voice. You have a much stronger voice than I do.
Well, years of practice, you know, I know how to yell into the mic. But yeah, the video was saying, like, you know, the Freemasonry, like, is like they are the polar opposite. Like, not saying that they're satanic or they believe in the devil or anything, but like their beliefs, like, are exact opposite of those of Christianity and everything. So it is impossible from both sides. 1770, British Captain James Cook aboard HMS Endeavour first landed in Australia at Botany Bay. Nice. Yeah, James Cook. There he is.
Yeah.
1788, Maryland became the 7th state to ratify the United States Constitution. Okay. 89, Fletcher Christian led a mutiny on the HMS Bounty against its captain, William Bligh, in the South Pacific. Yes.
Oh.
There's a movie out here, Mutiny on the Bounty.
Yeah.
That's a real historical event.
Yeah. William Bligh.
Yeah. Other source says Lieutenant William Bligh and 18 sailors were set adrift, and the rebel crew returned to Tahiti briefly before sailing to Pitcairn Island. So it's telling me to image search this, so there might be actually a text to read. So let's check this out really quick. Let's see, images. Oh, here we go. Led a mutiny against Bligh's incredible navigation to safety became legendary, while the mutineers' fate remained in tale of intrigue. So
now I wonder if Blimey mate comes from William Bligh.
I don't know. It says here, 1789, Lieutenant Fletcher Christian led a mutiny on the HMS Bounty, ousting Captain William Bligh and setting him adrift with 18 loyalists. Demonstrating remarkable navigational skill, Bligh sailed over 3,600 nautical miles to Timor in 47 days with minimal supplies and no maps. This feat is celebrated as one of history's greatest displays of seamanship and endurance. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Lucky 18, man. 1792, France invaded the Austrian Netherlands, present-day Belgium and Luxembourg, beginning the French Revolutionary Wars. 1794, also off the main source here, we have Sardinians, headed by Giovanni Maria Anghioi, started a revolution against the Savoy domination, expelling Viceroy Blabiano and his officials from Villagory, the capital and largest city of the island. 1796, we have the Armistice of Cherasco between Sardinia and Napoleon Bonaparte. At Cherasco, Piedmont gave France territories of Piedmont, Savoy, and Nice. Okay. Expanding French territory along the Mediterranean coast, so expansion. 1804, 31 British ships sailed up Suriname River, demanding transition colony from the Dutch. Okay. Or transfer of the transition or transfer of the colony from the Dutch. So they were demanding them hand over their land, essentially. Rush-Bagot Treaty in 1818 was signed between U.S. President James Monroe and Great Britain, demilitarizing the U.S.-Canada border. All right. So
that's kind of important.
Yeah. At some point, I must have skipped over this. Like, I don't know.
What is that a map of?
I'm gonna hold on a second. This is 1673. So 1673. Let's see if I can find anything here. Nope, hold on. I might have skipped over this. Like, I don't remember 1673 through 1694.
No.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, I did read this. French-Canadian explorer Louis Jollet sets out from Quebec, leading the first documented journey of the Labrador coastline. So the red is Juliet Martinique's route, 1673. The one we just read is this purple one. So they set sail from here, and they're exploring and they're mapping it out, to figure out, topography and surveying. So
and this is up, up in
North America. While we have the Mississippi River, that's the first one. So their route in 1673. So they went up, and then they went back down.
Yeah.
And then 1679, they went from here to here. They went inland there to Rupert's, and then the next one, the one that we just read, is looks like they started maybe in Tadoussac and then went up all the way over here. So that was that one over there. And then now we're talking about the demilitarizing of the border. So we just spoke about the Rush-Bagot Treaty of 1818, and that's this area right here, demilitarizing. And all this yellow stuff was agreed to joint occupation. And this all was still Mexico at that time. So
joint occupation by whom?
United States and Britain, because Canada was a Britain ownership, even though they had something to do with France.
You telling me we agreed on that one? Mexico owned it?
Well, no. Mexico's down here. This yellow part up here is agreed to joint occupation.
Okay.
Everything you see, this yellow line that goes down here.
Yeah.
That's all Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah. That's something else.
So they didn't go up that high.
No.
I thought they went up into Oregon.
They might have, and then the British conquered. I don't know. I don't know every semantic, but I do know that a war between Britain and the U.S. almost broke out over a pig in an island up in the Pacific Northwest.
I remember something.
The pig
about
war.
That. Probably learned it from you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So now we're caught up with the pictures. What year was that? Okay, 1800. Okay, we got the.
We were in the 1800s.
Okay, 1804. There's a rush baggage treaty. 1829. Dutch Parliament accepted new press laws. What were the laws? What were the old laws? You know, what makes these new? Like, it doesn't tell me anything. You know, 1829. Wait a minute, we have something new. Well, press, like the news, the media, the press.
Okay.
And so they updated. Here we go again. Dutch Parliament passed a new press laws that tighten government control over newspapers and printed publications, expand censorship, and limit what journalists and publishers may print.
Ooh.
Well, that's not good at all.
Not good at all.
So I'm going to.
Dutch, what are you doing?
Yeah, freaking Netherlands. So, primary source edited. So there we go. Oh, whoops. Whatever. Primary source edited. There we go. I'll just leave it like that. Anyway, what else do we got here? In 1847, George B. Vachon became the first black Stadian to enter New York State Bar for, I believe, the law, the bar, the law.
Of course.
So he's not the first black guy to go in and order a beer, you know. I'm sure that happened before this. So, 1848, slavery abolished in French colonies. Great. 1855, first veterinary college in the U.S. was incorporated in Boston. And I wonder what its name was. You know, like, is it still around? That was 1855, so there it is right there. 1848, the Bawini-Imli massacre, where 52 Indian freedom fighters were hanged to death on a tamarind tree by British colonial forces. Yikes. What the Brits did to all their colonies, you know, the locals and everything, you know, what the white man did. You know, it's terrible stuff. 1859, the sailing clipper ship Pomona wrecked off the coast of Ireland with the loss of 424 of the 448 passengers and crew aboard. So 24 were survivors out of all that. That's
not good.
Yeah, well, at least it's better than 23. So, 1869, Chinese and Irish laborers for the Great Central Pacific Railroad, working on the first transcontinental railroad, laid 10 miles of track in one day.
Whoa.
A feat which has never been matched.
Huh.
Yeah. Now, I have a note here. It says, discuss mud flood, find pictures of them digging the rails out, not building them. So, like, mud flood rails. Let's just see. You know, like, if you know anything about the mud flood theory and all that stuff, like, there's photos of them, like, building the rails. But if you actually pay attention, like, they're actually excavating dirt off of the top of the rails. Hold on a second. Old photos building U.S. rails. Let's see if I can find anything. Like, yeah, that wouldn't be a good example. Like, I don't know. Like, they had like a specific image or several images and everything, and I have yet to refine it. But like, it's an interesting thing to think about. You know, that maybe all the rail networks that we learned that they built, you know, in history, maybe they didn't build them. Maybe they were there from a previous civilization, and we just occupied it. I mean, we do know that Egypt people just moved in because nobody knows anything about the pyramids. You know.
Yeah.
Like, so.
I don't know about rails.
I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say.
I mean, I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying, you know, it's possible. Like. Anyway, 1881, Billy the Kid escaped from the Lincoln County Jail in Lincoln. The other source said Mesilla, New Mexico. Maybe it was called Mesilla back then or something, because it's probably called Lincoln County now. 1887, Europe's first motoring competition, in quotes, is won by the Marquis de Dion on a steam-powered quadricycle built by French toy maker and engineer Georges Bouton. We've spoken about this vehicle before. French newspaper Le Velocipede organized the test, and Bouton was the only participant. That's why all the quotes. It wasn't an actual race or anything, because he's, you know, who's he racing against? But no, you'll recognize this vehicle. Like, once I pull this and bigger it, remember this? It's a quadricycle. So there's, you know, the term automobile hadn't, you know, been coined yet, but they did have they did have bicycle, they did have motorcycle. So then they had tricycle for 3, quadricycle for 4. So you have 2 in the front, narrow here.
Oh, there they are. Can you see them?
Well, like on the side, it looks like a tricycle here, but the 2 wheels are in the front. They're just really close together, and the ones in the back are here for stability and that steering. So
they come in first or dead last?
Both. 1887, a week after being arrested by the Prussian secret police, French police inspector Guillaume Chenot was released on order of William I, German emperor, diffusing a possible war. That's
good.
That's yeah. 1901, Cleveland's Bach Baker gave up a record 23 singles at White Sox beat Blues, Cleveland Blues, 13-1. Okay. That's dropping the other foot there. 1902, using the ISO 8601 standard year zero definition for the Gregorian calendar preceded by the Julian calendar, the 1 billionth minute since the start of January 1st, year zero, occurred at 10:40 a.m. on this calendar date.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, what time zone, though, there's a question. But still.
Oh, true.
So, yeah, the 1 billionth minute.
Wow.
Yeah. 1910, Frenchman Louis Paulhan won the 1910 London to Manchester air race, the first long-distance aeroplane race in the United Kingdom. All right, and that's in the other source. It's not even on here. 1914, 181 people died in a coal mine collapse at Athens, West Virginia. That's not good. 1919, first jump with U.S. Army Air Corps, the ripcord type parachute, Les Irvin. And here's a photo of that. Now, think about it. Initially, when parachutes were invented, they had it in their hand. They just jumped out and just let it go,
Oh, okay.
But depending on your angle and all that stuff, you can snap your arm, So they had to develop a whole thing. So eventually to develop the ripcord, where you jump out and you just, and then you're good. You just control. So
yeah,
and there it is right there. What else do we got here?
That's an older parachute right there. That photo.
Yeah. It says here, U.S. stuntman and parachute developer Leslie Irving, at the age of 23, made the first premeditated free-fall parachute jump from a plane above the U.S. Army Air Service's McCook Field near Dayton, Ohio. So I think that's what that photo was of him.
I love that, premeditated.
Yeah.
Like you're some kind of crazy.
Well, I mean...
You are a little bit.
Who jumps out of a perfectly functioning aircraft, okay? I mean, that's all I'm going to say. It's not crashing,
Here's the way it would go down. I'd talk you into going up. We'd be all suited up, and then I'd push you out first. Tell me how it works.
I know where you sleep. 1920, Azerbaijan SSR joined the USSR for their first time, so apparently they did it again. The Azerbaijan Soviet Socialist Republic was founded. 1922, WWII Ames, Iowa, country's first licensed educational radio station, I guess, went on the air. So that's pretty cool in Ames, Iowa. 23, Wembley Stadium was opened, initially named as the Empire Stadium. Okay. Isn't Wembley Stadium still around?
Not that I know of.
Wembley Stadium. It's very familiar.
An Empire Stadium? I don't know. Is this even in the U.S.?
Well, yes. No.
How do you know?
Because I remember, it looks like it's still around. Wembley Stadium is the largest and most iconic football stadium. Oh, it's in the UK. Okay, that's probably why. Okay. Well, damn, why do I know things about the UK? This show has adverse effects. 1925, Netherlands and Great Britain returned to a gold standard. Hey, maybe we should do that too.
What if they're still on it?
That is a good question. 25, the Exposition Internationale des Arts Décoratifs et Industrielles Modernes, this thing, began in Paris, France. It drew 16 million visitors over 7 months and later became the source for the term subscribing to the design of the Art Deco, or the design movement of Art Deco. Oh, okay, so the source for the term subscribing the design movement of Art Deco. So this inspired that whole thing.
So that's this awesome. Inspired the term Art Deco?
I believe so, and maybe the entire thing of genre. Art Deco. Yeah, genre. What would you even call it? Well, no, but I mean, I guess
I'm sorry.
I guess design would be a more appropriate word.
I don't know.
I'm trying to define what it is. Art Deco, design, architecture. Right? So. 25 as well, Winston Churchill announced the United Kingdom's return to the gold standard. Well, we've already spoken about this. Netherlands and the Great. They talk about it twice. That's weird. Okay. I mean, you could combine these two. 28, RCA and GE installed 3 test television sets in homes in Schenectady, New York. Allowing trials of inventor E.F.W. Alexanderson's first home television receiver, a poor and unsteady 1.5 square inch picture was received from radio transmitter. So, yes, I got to look this up here really quick. This TV, I mean, hey, you know, like, it's broadcasting a picture. Like, so,
Yeah.
you know.
But from radio or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So they taking radio waves and transferring it into a picture?
Yeah, I mean, well, like, everything is radio waves.
Yeah, I know.
So, they, you know, it's just like how you
Sure,
decode it. You
sure.
know what frequency.
I'm thinking you turned on a
everything.
radio and then plugged it into the TV, but that's not what they're talking
Yeah.
about.
Look at this one though.
Oh man, that's that little screen they're talking about.
That looks like it's the one out of All Dogs Go to Heaven. I could swear. That card. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna look this up.
You're on your own.
All
now.
Dogs Go to Heaven. I remember some cartoon scene where it was some weird TV with some shitty ass little buttons. TV. Let's see if I can. All Dogs Go to Heaven. TV scene. Maybe I'm having a Mandela effect. I could have sworn, though, there's some cartoons somewhere out there that showed a TV that looked like this. Because I remember these little shitty ass buttons, a tiny screen. I don't know. I'm having some memory.
Well, I gotta tell you, and I'm gonna age myself here. I remember when our family got our first TV. Man, what an exciting moment that was.
Well, heavens to Murgatroyd.
Even.
Yeah. 1930, the first night organized baseball game was played in Independence, Kansas. Okay. Yeah, the Independence producers hosted the first night game in history of organized baseball. 31, the program for women athletes were approved for 1932 Olympics track and field. Excellent.
Yeah.
Let the women get on, the field, show
Absolutely.
some stuff. 34, Tigers Goose Gosselin ground into 4 straight double plays. Dang. Oh.
It's not good.
Yeah. 34 as well, U.S. President FDR signed the Homeowners Loan Act. I'm going to look this up here really quick just to see, because it's telling me, look that up. What does that entail? Let's see. Wikipedia. The Homeowners Refinancing Act. What were you going to say?
When was the crash? The Great Crash?
The Depression?
Yeah.
During the 30s. So this is right in the middle of it. So
This looks like they're trying to get people out of it.
yeah, this was part of probably his 4-point deal or whatever it was. That he what was it that his great thing, FDR his great thing to get us out of the Depression.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it was an act of Congress of the United States passed as part of FDR's New Deal. There we go.
New Deal, yeah.
During the Great Depression to help those in danger of losing their homes, the act, which went into effect on June 13th, 1933, provided mortgage assistance to homeowners or would-be homeowners by providing them money or refinancing mortgages. Okay. So.
Let's put them into debt. Great.
Yeah. No, well, that's what they do. So, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. What else do we got here? Are we up to there yet? Nope. 1935, Moscow Underground Railway opened. It was 81 kilometers long, not 8.1, 81. That's pretty long, and it's expanded from there and everything. So, but yeah, Moscow Underground is famous. 37, first animated cartoon electric sign was displayed in New York City. And that's like the animated signs and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to show. It's not these guys. That's an actual cartoon on the TV. It's like this. These the animates.
Yeah.
A cartoon. So.
Be nice to see the actual one.
Yeah. Well.
I mean.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're gonna get
From
it.
1937. Who's taking a picture of that?
Yeah.
So. 1937 as well. First commercial flight across the Pacific operated by Pan Am. Okay. And we have South African.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. South African medical researcher Max Thielen developed the yellow fever vaccine at the Rockefeller Foundation in New York City. That's important. Adolf Hitler claimed German-Polish non-attack treaty still in effect on this calendar date, 1939, although he does invade Poland in September 1. So, he's coming up to Poland, just patting on the shoulder. Oh, you'll be fine. He has a knife.
Everything's in effect. It's all good.
He has a knife behind his back. Oh, you'll be fine. Just
Yeah.
shush.
Yeah.
1940, Glenn Miller recorded Pennsylvania 65000 in New York City. The tune is named after phone number of the Hotel Pennsylvania in Manhattan. Oh, well, it's an advertisement then, I guess. You know.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I do know that Jenny, 8675309. You know that song?
I do.
Yeah.
Why do I know that?
Well, because it was a massive hit back in the day.
Oh.
Everything. Jenny, for a good time call, yada yada. So, but no, nationwide, like people were calling that number, and some people actually had that number. Maybe it was a business, maybe it was a residence, and all that stuff. And eventually, so like in the entire country of the U.S., and I'm not sure if it's expanded to the world or what, but that number is banned from being used.
Wow.
I think still to this day. Because somebody's going to hear that song and dial that number and then bother freaking, Edna Gerbil from down the street or whatever. I don't know.
Edna Gerbil?
I don't know.
Oh, man, where do you come up with this?
I don't know.
That's the greatest part of the whole thing. Gonna bother Edna Gerbil.
Well, she's cousins with Carl Schmoo. What can I say?
Yeah, there you go.
1940, SS Obersturmbannführer, the Lieutenant Colonel, Rudolf Haas, not Hess, that's a different Nazi, became commandant of concentration camp Auschwitz.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. 41, last British troops in Greece surrender. 41 as well, the Ustasi massacred nearly 200 Serbs in the village of Gudovac, the first massacre of their genocidal campaign against Serbs of the independent state of Croatia. 42, during World War II, World War II was titled so as a result of a Gallup poll. So, right here, after U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt suggested other names. So, they call the First World War, World War I, no, they didn't call it then, but they called it the Great War,
right.
The war to end all wars and everything. And then this is when, and you made the mention of this, the creation of the term World War II, and then by extension they just named, they had to have a World War I, so they named it World War I, so they come hand in hand.
Yeah.
So, 42, the German Luftwaffe estimated to have flown over 11,000 sorties against Malta since March 20th. So what a sortie is a mission. So a mission can be one aircraft, it can be an entire battalion. Right. So 11,000 missions to Malta, that island nation, alone. Wow. And since March of 20th of that year. So, 1942, a nightly dim out began along the U.S. East Coast. No, we're not there yet. So, that's right. It's telling me the image search this. A deterrence to German military threats. So that way they can't, surprise attack us with some aircraft carrier or something. Are you going to make it?
Not sure.
But yeah, it just shows all the different, even as far inland, it looks like Tennessee even.
Jeez.
So, any light, maybe, I'm not sure.
Well, it wasn't a blackout.
No. 1944, Exercise Tiger, and this one's very important, this is very interesting, ended when 750 U.S. soldiers died in a D-Day rehearsal after their convoy ships were attacked by German torpedo boats off Slapton Sands, Devon. So they were practicing, the landings, and actually, I'm just going to play a section of this pressure trailer. This is the movie I've been talking about and everything.
No decision on the timing of
Hold on a second, right here. Just the first part right here, I think. Yeah, this first part.
Call General Eisenhower.
Tiger was a training op, dress rehearsal for D-Day.
Tiger was a training op, a dress rehearsal for D-Day. So, it starts off as this.
They walked right into it. One mistake. Just that one mistake.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this movie. So it's all about the planning leading up to the greatest naval invasion of all time.
And when does it come out? The end of May, did you say?
When does it come out? Hold on a second. Pressure movie release dates. 2026. Come on, tell me. I'll just open this. It's not going to tell me. May 29th. Okay.
End of May.
Next month. Oh, man, come on. 1944, Soviet leader Joseph Stalin met Polish-American priest Stanislas Ornamansky in Moscow to discuss religion and the future of post-war Poland. That's a pretty big meeting right there.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, because the Ruskies got the Poles. They the Polish, all of Poland, got under Russia's control.
Stalin made a deal with everyone. Hitler, everyone. Somewhere along the line, he made a deal with everybody.
Yeah, I guess you could say he ain't Stalin. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on, I have a soundboard for this. 1995, Benito Mussolini and his mistress, Clara Pecchetti, were shot dead by Walter Audacio, a member of the Italian resistance movement. Oh, but I thought he was hanged or something. But remember we were talking about this just yesterday, I think.
Well, maybe they just hung his body after he was killed.
They did. I was actually, that reminds me that I was watching something about Mussolini and everything. Let's not just show dead bodies on the screen for too long there. Like what they did is, like, they don't know who killed him, but somebody shot him and killed him. And then they hung their bodies up, like, with a noose, so, like, as if they were... So that way they can desecrate them, hit them with clubs and shoot at them and all sorts of things. But, it was Mussolini. So, I mean, as heinous as it sounds, it was the creator of fascism. So if anybody deserves to be mistreated as a corpse... like, here's... I'm not even going to bigger this, but it shows them hanging upside down here. Yeah. So, yeah. 1945, during the Holocaust, Nazi Germany carried out its final use of gas chambers to execute 33 Upper Austrian socialist and communist leaders in Mauthausen concentration camp. Disgusting. Loons time!
Hey.
1947, Thor Hydrol and the crew of the Kentucky sailed from Peru to Polynesia. That sounds like a nothing article. It's like, okay, why? To demonstrate that Peruvian natives could have settled Polynesia.
Oh, okay.
So from the other source,
yeah.
And this is an image. It's a really shitty photograph,
wow.
but they just built
that looks like a painting.
Yeah, but let me just image search this really quick. I'm just gonna get rid of that so that we don't accidentally see dead bodies anymore. Let's see, bigger this. Like it's just how the photograph was made. Like. I guess it was a colored version of this or something, but it's just like, a bad photo. But yeah, they just made like a Polynesian boat and then sailed to Indonesia or Polynesia.
Yeah.
Or Peru. From Peru to Polynesia. Like, so. What else do we got here? 1949, former Philippine First Lady Aurora Quezon, at the age of 61, was assassinated while en route to dedicate a hospital in memory of her late husband, her daughter, and 10 others who were also killed during all of that. Yikes. 52, Dwight D. Eisenhower resigned as Supreme Commander of NATO in order to campaign to the 1952 United States presidential election. Now, in Scott Freedom's panel, which, they're live right now, it looks like, actually. But I was having a really intriguing conversation with somebody earlier. I think it was Bishop is the guy's name. Anyway, I forgot that the current Pope right now is a sovereign U.S. citizen. He was born here.
Yes.
Okay? Now, he asked the question, can the Pope become the president?
He could.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. He can become president. Our laws do not mean that he can't.
Right.
But the pontificate law, the law of the Vatican, says that he cannot hold public office while being in the papacy.
Or he has to step down as Pope.
Or he can change it. He is the Pope.
Yeah, but can he change all things? I mean,
if he can't, who can? Who's above the Pope? God, yeah, but I mean, remember, we covered an article about the Pope changing the law of succession from the Pope's choosing to being elected by the cardinals and bishops. Mm-hmm. So he changed the law,
True.
So. What else we got here? 1952, St. Louis Browns lended 2 black minor leaguers to Hankyu Braves of Japan. All right. Where is that here? Right there, yeah. They lended them.
Wow.
So it kind of sounds bad, They lended them 2 black people. I don't like the way they wrote that.
I wonder what is behind it. To give them pointers to help them, teach them.
I don't know. Maybe
who knows?
Maybe because they just needed some more athletes and they just didn't have enough athletes for that team or something. I don't know. To bring them into, baseball. 52 as well, during World War II, Pacific... No, not during World War II. No. World War II, the World War II Pacific Treaty. Peace treaty took effect. Okay. Yeah, the Treaty of San Francisco came into effect, restoring Japanese sovereignty and ending its state of war with most of the allies of World War II. Most of the allies. So who are they still warring against? Against Russia?
But this is
maybe?
52.
Yeah. Well, it takes a while for laws and litigation, bureaucracy.
Yeah.
The rifles may be down, but the pens aren't up.
Yeah.
So, 1952, the Sino-Japanese Peace Treaty, also known as the Treaty of Taipei, was signed in Taipei, Taiwan, between Japan and the Republic of China to officially end the Second Sino-Japanese War. Okay, so we have two, things. Japan is doing two things on the same day. That's wild. Japan, man, they bit off so much more than they could chew with all their warmongering madness in the early 1900s. 1952, we got that one. 1956, Cincinnati Reds outfielder Frank Robinson hit his first of 586 home runs. Nice. 1961, Lieutenant Colonel Gyurgy Mosolov took E-66A to 34,714 meters of altitude. I'm going to look that up here really quick, but I got to really start rattling off these articles here. Let's see here. It's not showing me the aircraft. That cannot be it. For 61, that's too... No, that's NASA. So no, hell no. Not... what else do we got here? 1961 as well. Milwaukee Braves future Hall of Fame pitcher Warren Spahn threw his second career no-hitter at 41, defeating San Francisco Giants 1-0 at County Stadium. 64, Japan joined the OECD. What's the OECD? I'm going to look that up here really quick. OECD, like Oceanic Economic Cooperative Division or something. Intergovernmental, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Okay, I was not too far off.
Oh, you were.
Wow, I'm learning how these alphabet agencies are made. 65, Lindsey Nelson broadcasted baseball game at Houston Astrodome from a hanging gondola. Yeah, I looked up a picture of this earlier.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
She was a reporter, so. Like, this is a weird picture to like. It's one of these bubble pictures that you can see she's on a gondola being suspended from the roof. So she's doing a report from like 300 feet above the field.
It's a she? I can't see from here.
Lindsey Nelson.
It's got to be a he.
Yeah, like I looked this up and it looked like a guy. When it showed me, it's a guy, Lindsey Nelson. Yeah,
That's kind of a cool picture, though.
Yeah. 65 as well, Luciano Pavarotti made his debut at La Scala Teatro in Milan, Italy, in Franco Zeffirelli's production of Oh La Boheme with Muriel Freddy. 65, U.S. Marines invaded Dominican Republic, stayed until October of 1966. To forestall establishment of a communist dictatorship and to evacuate U.S. Army troops. So they got the Army out, but the Marines are in. So
for a year.
Yeah. 1966 as well. Cleveland tied record with 10 straight wins since opening day. Nice. Oh, there's Pavarotti.
Yeah.
We also have OCAM, a common Afro-Mauritian organization formed. Okay. That's cool. 1966. Right here, OCAM. Let's look this up here really quick. We are definitely going to be at least 10 minutes over our hour. African and Malagasy Union. Cool. It's all these guys here. I don't know. I'm going to add this in the underbar section if anybody wants to look this up here really quick. So, give me one moment. Copy and paste and taskbar and close out. In 1967, Muhammad Ali refused induction into the U.S. Army and was stripped of his boxing title.
That wasn't right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a world title, not a U.S. title.
Okay. If it's a world thing, then it has to be a world court. But as far as the U.S.
U.S., then I'd say, you're done.
Yes. Yeah. So.
But that's not what it was.
That is bullshit then. Yeah. 67 as well, the Douglas Aircraft Company behind schedule with deliveries of the DC-8 and DC-9 and close to bankruptcy, agreed to merge with the McDonnell Aircraft Corporation to form McDonnell Douglas. So the Douglas and McDonnell Douglas. There you go. 69, Charles de Gaulle resigned as president of France.
Oh, yeah.
C'est la vie. 70, during the Vietnam War, U.S. President Richard Nixon, I am not a crook, formally authorized U.S. combat troops to take part in the Cambodian campaign. 71, Samuel Lee Gravely Jr. became the first black admiral in the U.S. Navy. Congratulations there. 73, over 6,000 Mark 82 500-pound bombs detonated over 18 hours in a rail yard in Northern California. Wow. 5,500 structures were damaged. The town of Antelope was destroyed, with every building reduced to foundations. This led to the Transportation Safety Act of 1974. That would do it.
Doesn't tell us why. How did it happen, though?
The bombs just started to explode, and once one blows
one
up,
goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
You know, like I'll do a surface level scratch of this article really quick. In case it gives you, 1973. Holy shit! Look at that picture. Yeah. Remains of the boxcars after the explosions. Yikes! So yeah, if anybody wants to,
I'm sorry, I dropped it.
Whoopsie! Oh yeah. Oh whoops! I'm a Capricorn or something. You know, some bullshit. Like, what else do we got here? 1973. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, these links will be in the underbar of the description below after the live stream, as per usual. I'm just going to double check to see if I have any other comments. None there. None there. Moving on up. What else do we got? 1973. Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, recorded in Abbey Road Studios. Went to number 1 on the U.S. Billboard chart, becoming a record-breaking 741-week chart run.
Wow. Wow.
That's years. Okay, first off, you know, let's do the math. Okay, 741 week times 7 days in a week, 5,187 days. Divide that by 365 per year, so that's 14 years. It was up there.
That doesn't sound right.
I don't know. Math is weird. So. If my math is wrong, though, let us know in the comment section. 75, Ringo Starr appeared on the Smothers Brothers show, singing Hoyt Axton's No No song, and John Lennon was a guest on Tom Snyder's Tomorrow program in what turned out to be his final television interview, both on NBC TV. Huh.
And you've never seen anything of the Smothers Brothers show, have
Never
you?
heard of him.
I know. Huh. You gotta look them up sometime. They're kind of funny.
75, General Cao Van Vien, chief of the South Vietnamese military, departed for the U.S. as the North Vietnamese army closed in on Victor. 77, U.S. defense employee Christopher John Boyce was convicted for selling secrets of the to the Soviet Union. That's not good. We also have Andreas Bader and the members of the terrorist group Red Army faction, the Bader Mardef gang, were jailed for life after a trial lasting nearly 2 years in Stuttgart, Germany. And they were found guilty of 4 counts of murder and more than 30 counts of attempted murder. So, wow. Andreas Bader, Gudrun Inslein, and Jan Karl Rasp, according to the secondary source there. 1977 as well, the Budapest Treaty on the International Recognition of the Deposit of Microorganisms for the purpose of patient procedure or patent procedure was signed. Okay, so it's patent copyright law involving, like, you know, microorganism research and everything from the sounds of it. 78, the president of Afghanistan, Mohammed Daoud Khan, was overthrown and assassinated in a coup led by pro-communist rebels. Of course, it's always the commies, you know. 1980, U.S. Secretary of State Cyrus Vance resigned in protest over the Iran hostage rescue attempt. Yeah. Back during the time where people actually took accountability for their actions or their failures, and they stepped down in their positions of power. What a concept, am I right?
Yeah.
83, Argentine government declared all 15 to 30,000 missing persons are dead. Missing persons of what?
That's it? That's all they say?
But what happened? Like, I think we covered some kind of disaster in Argentina recently. Yeah, disappeared detainees of the Dirty War. What? I've never heard of this. The detenidos desaparecidos, the disappeared detainees of state terrorism in Argentina, are victims of forced disappearance before, during, and after the last civic military dictatorship in Argentina, the national reorganization process from 76 to 83. Wow. I had no idea that happened. So, let me, whoops, hold on a second.
Sounds like the government's cleaning house, right?
Yeah. Yeah, why is it doing this? No, stop. I didn't, okay, there we go. Okay. It was trying to bullet point this thing. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna leave this up to look at after the show, actually. So, that's something I never heard of. That was horrifying. So, what else do we got here? 1983, NASA launched GEOS-F. What was that? GEOS-F. Let's look this up here really quick. GEOS-F. Some kind of spacecraft, of course, is NASA. So some satellite here. So
never heard of it.
Yeah, neither have I. 83 as well. The West German news magazine Stern began publishing an excerpt from the purported diaries of Adolf Hitler, but they were later revealed to be forgeries. We covered that the other day.
Yeah, I do remember.
The guy, that was when he said he found them, and then this is when they published it, but they've since found it to be forgeries. 85, Fernando Valenzuela set a record of 41 scoreless innings to start season. Hell yeah. That's this guy. There he is.
Fernando Mania.
Yeah.
In LA.
Yep. 86, Soviet TV news program Vremya announced a nuclear accident at Chernobyl nuclear power station 2 days after the event. So high levels of radiation resulting from the Chernobyl disaster were detected at Forsmark nuclear power plant in Sweden, leading Soviet authorities to publicly announce the accident. They got caught.
Yeah.
They had to admit it. So, and yeah, like, you know, that clip from the miniseries about your testimony contradicts what you said at the World Court.
Yeah.
I lied.
Yeah.
You know?
I wasn't the only one.
Yeah. Like 87 AO's time. U.S. engineer Ben Linder was killed in an ambush by U.S. funded Contras in northern Nicaragua. Yikes. That's a terrible way to start my year here. We also have NBA announced expansion of Charlotte, North Carolina, and Miami, Florida in 1988, and Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Orlando, Florida in 1989. 1988, Aloha Airlines Boeing 737 roof tore off in flight, killing the stewardess. She got sucked out.
I remember that. I don't remember that picture, but
Yeah. Dude, that's horrifying.
yeah.
Like, I'm just going to image search this really quick because there's other images. They actually have a picture of them still in their seats, like slightly after they got on the ground, like they're getting out.
Wow.
Like, could you imagine landing, you know, with your wall not there? Like, oh, hey, look, there's, you know, I'm on camera.
Wow.
Oh, hey, look, there's the tarmac. I can touch it.
Well, the
Yikes.
only thing that saved your ass is having your seatbelt on.
Yeah, but then again, but look, you know, they're right there.
Yeah.
The whole seat
Wow.
could have just, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's been shown in movies and everything. That's horrifying. 1988, Baltimore Orioles. Oh, yeah, I'm going to read the other source. It says, near Maui, Hawaii, 1988, from this, more of the airplane thing. Flight attendant Clarabelle C.B. Lansing was blown out of Aloha Airlines Flight 243, a Boeing 737, and fell to her death when part of the plane's fuselage ripped open like a can of tuna in mid-flight. You know? So
No,
I wanted to read her name just to, you know, give her, like, you know, may
Thank
you
you. I'm
rest in
glad you
peace.
did.
So, 1988, Baltimore Orioles lost American League record 21 games in a row. And we have New Jersey Devils set all-time playoff mark for penalty minutes. How many minutes, though? You know, this was, it doesn't tell me. It just says penalty minutes. We have Argentina hit by rocketing inflation, ran out of money. Uh-oh.
Whoops.
What are you going to do? 1990, last issue of Dutch Communist Daily WWII, translated to The Truth. All right, sayonara. 91, revival of the Jules Stein and Stephen Sondheim's musical Gypsy, starring Time Daly, reopening at Marquee Theater in New York City after a short break in venue transfer, running for an additional 105 performances. Okay. We also have the Space Shuttle STS-39. Discovery 12 was launched, becoming the first unclassified shuttle mission for the United States Department of Defense. So this is the first time they were classified. Unclassified. So up until then, they were always classified. Pardon me, I'm trying to find it here. There it is. Yeah. 1993, New York Islanders defeated Washington Capitals 4-1 in playoffs. Capitals' Dale Hunter attacked Pierre Turgon after scoring in hockey's worst cheap shot. 93, Zambian national football team died in a plane crash near Lake Gabon that killed 30 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the team and everybody else. Yikes. 94, Aldrich Ames, a former CIA officer, and his wife Rosario pled guilty for spying for the Soviet Union and Russia. So former Central Intelligence Agency counterintelligence officer and analyst Aldrich Ames pled guilty to giving U.S. secrets to the Soviet Union and later Russia. So not only during the during that, but when the Soviet Union fell and it became Russia, he's kept giving them more shit. What the fuck,
We had
dude?
one back in '55. They gave him information.
Oh, look at him. He looks like a weasel.
Yeah. But just today, we had one in '55 giving information to the Soviets.
Yeah, we covered that as well.
Yeah.
96, in Australia's worst massacre in modern history, Martin Bryant shot and killed 35 in Port Arthur, Tasmania, leading to a compulsory gun buyback program and major changes to gun control laws. And in total, killed 35 people, wounded 23 others. And this, as it says, led to massive gun buyback programs. It got everybody, we need gun control. We need gun control. And now Australia is a penal colony and a major authoritative state in the Western civilization. And I wonder how they got to be that way. Maybe because the people couldn't stand up to their oppressive government. 96, Whitewater controversy. President Bill Clinton gave a 4.5-hour videotape testimony for the defense. And 97, Jekyll and Hyde opened a Plymouth Theater in New York City, and I brought that in because I have a note. Ask the Loon if he remembers the Jekyll and Hyde themed restaurant we went to. Remember in New York City? Yeah.
I actually was thinking about that before you read the bottom line.
Yeah, the Jekyll and Hyde Club.
restaurant.
If you're in Manhattan, New York, visiting for whatever reason these days, I haven't the foggiest, but if you're there for some reason, go to the Jekyll and Hyde Club if it's still around. It's really interesting, but stay out of the elevator. When we were there, the smell of decay was too much. I mean, it's a theme, you know. But it was just...
you're still there to eat.
It was too much.
Yeah.
So, 97, Ringo Starr's fourth all-star band debuted in concert. Members included Peter Frampton, Jack Bruce, Gary Brooker, Simon Kirke, and Mark Rivera. Dang, that's a lineup.
Peter Frampton from The Who, right?
Yeah. 2001, millionaire Dennis Tito became the world's first space tourist. Okay. 2003, Andre Agassi recaptured the world #1 ranking to become the oldest top-ranked male in the history of the ATP rankings at the age of 33 years and 13 days.
Yeah, he was a really great tennis player.
Yeah. 2004, Shrek the sheep from Taras Central, Otago, New Zealand, was finally shorn live on TV after 6 years of avoidance. The fleece weighed 27 kilograms or 60 pounds.
Whoa!
Yeah, no, if you don't shear them, it keeps growing.
Going.
So it was out there for 6 years, and so that's what you get for 6 years of no shear. So, shear, 6 year here. So, and this is what he looked like afterward. So,
Quite the haircut.
Yeah, poor guy though. Look at that thing. I mean, it's so dirty and matted, it's almost a solid. Poor guy. We also have 2004, CBS News released evidence of the Abu Ghraib torture and prisoner abuse. The photograph showed struggle, snuggle, and abuse from the U.S. troops over Iraqi detainees. The carrot patch pictures.
I remember that.
Yeah. 2005, the patent law treaty went into effect. Now, once again, here we go again. This is all I got from last night's research and writing. But they've updated it. It came into force, simplifying and harmonizing former patent filing procedures across member countries and making it easier for inventors and businesses to seek patent protection internationally. Okay, so that's substantial. It's just so weird that they well, it's not really weird. If you're gonna update things, you're gonna update things on the day. But then again, I don't know. Because, what else are they changing? I've caught them changing words, I've
eliminating all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so. 2007, ICC Men's Cricket ODI World Cup, Kingston Oval, Bridgetown, Barbados. Austria 3-peat with 33-run win over Sri Lanka. Player of the match, Adam Gilchrist of Australia, 149, 104, and 2 catches. No clue what that means, but I had to get you. I had to get you. At least once a show, I have to get a cricket thing in there. 2017, Gwyneth Paltrow brand Goop and Condé Nast announced they will be launching a quarterly publication together. And I hope nothing came of that. Dude, Gwyneth Paltrow has become such a lunatic.
Who is she?
some actress, but like the whole group band thing, like it was so weird. I saw it on the JonTron show. So, 2018, Danny DeVito Day was declared in Jersey for 17th of November by Mayor John Moore of Asbury Park. So this is not Danny DeVito Day, but it was declared to be November 17th. So November 17th
is the day that
is Danny DeVito Day. No.
Is he?
No, this is when they declared that November 17th will be the day.
It's not the day.
No, today's not the day. But this is the day that they declared it, historically.
I got it. So... yeah, they declared it today. No, not today. So, I assume then he's from New Jersey.
Yes.
Okay, moving on.
2018, Shaquem Griffin was the first one-handed person to be drafted to the NFL, selected by Seattle Seahawks.
I wonder if he made the ball club. Got drafted doesn't mean he made it.
Oh, well, true. 2018 as well, world's largest child sacrifice, 140, we got that one. Child sacrifice. The world's largest child sacrifice, 140 remains uncovered by archaeologists near Trujillo, Peru, dating back 550 years to Chimo civilization.
Whoa.
So, and there's, this is, you know, I'm sorry if I disturb you or not, but history sometimes is disturbing. But no, like, you know, just a whole, like, trying to get different
all
angles
children.
and everything. All, child sacrifices. And,
Yikes.
you know, and according to certain conspiracy theories, it's still being done today. You know? So, yeah. What else do we got here? 2019, okay, this one, you know, like, we got to make a sequence, like, you know, disturbing article of the day. Like, you would say it was the child sacrifice one?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, well, this one's going to tie it. 2019, U.S. diver Victor Vescovo made the deepest dive ever to the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
What?
You know, no, hold
Wow.
on. Yeah, at 10,927 meters or 35,849 feet, and found a plastic fucking bag.
Oh, man. Ay.
2019, Disney's Marvel film Avengers Endgame made estimated $1.2 billion worldwide. First film to make more than $1 billion on opening, according to them, and they have been caught lying, so it could be all bullshit. 2019 as well, the largest demonstration since 2014 in Hong Kong over plans to change law to send suspects to mainland China for trial. So yeah, like they're cracking down on the Hong Kong and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's when all that was going on.
Yep, 2019 TV series Game of Thrones Long Night episode debuted with the longest battle ever screened, nearly 80 minutes, surpassing Lord of the Rings Battle of Helm's Deep at 44 minutes. Wow. So like 80 minutes of screen time of a battle, of one fight.
King of Thrones was that?
Game of Thrones. It was a series.
Yeah.
You know, a very popular
I've heard
one.
it. I have no idea what it is, though.
It's like, you know, fantasy, you know, and all that stuff. Like, I've never seen it, but I know of it. I know about Hodor, you know, and all the background behind all that jazz. 2020, U.S. confirmed cases of Kung Flu passed 1 million, while death toll of 58,365 surpassed that of U.S. soldiers killed in Vietnam War. Well, according to, you know, whatever, this was what, 2020? Where am I? Why can't I find it? Is this U.S. confirmed cases? There it is. Okay, yeah. There, that's the article I just read. Yeah. But it's most likely propaganda, you know, fear-mongering. 2020 as well, U.S. Department of Defense released 3 declassified videos of possible UFOs from 2004 and 2015. Okay. 2021, NASA, Never Straight Answers Parker Solar Probe, became the first spacecraft to cross the Alphean critical boundary, the outer atmosphere of the Sun. Oh, wow. So it's getting close to the Sun. You know, I'm going to image search this really quick. I know we're over our hour, approaching the 10-minute prediction, but we're almost done. So hang tight. Okay, so I was hoping to find something with text. What is this here? Solar Probe. Let's just hold on a second. Open image. Can I get a bigger? No. Okay. Well, I'm giving up on that one. 2021 U.S. President Brandon made a major speech to a joint session of Congress calling for a new era of government spending. Overspending and causing a financial collapse we will not understand for another several decades. Well, I said that a couple. That's my own, you know, personal little comments, you know, to that right there down here.
So it's like, remember, and I'm going to be generous, so between the years of 2020 and 2022, but it might have been 2020, 2021, but you remember this, under his administration, we printed more money than the rest of the entire country's history combined.
Yeah.
And that's going to cause, and because the petrodollar is backed by the U.S. dollar and not backed by anything else but its own promissory value and not something of substance like gold or whatever, like, it's based off of itself, and we're going to see an economic crisis that nobody can even understand, you know. And I'm not talking about the layman, you know. So
there are a number of things that can divert that, though.
I hope so. 2022, Russian missiles strike Ukrainian city of Kiev during a visit by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Wow, can you imagine, like, you know, like having your city visited by an official and then you're getting hit? Like, that's wild. Brazilian President Luiz Inacio Lula da Silva in 2023 declared 6 new indigenous reserves, converting 620,000 hectares, or 1.5 million acres, with bans on mining and restrictions on commercial farming. Excellent. You know, land for the natives. I'm all for it. Taiwanese political TV drama Wave Makers debuted on Netflix, went on to ignite a May Too movement in Taiwan. Okay. 2024, a worse than usual rainy season across East Africa due to El Nino killed at least 155 people in Tanzania and 60 in Kenya, with hundreds of thousands displaced.
Good grief.
2 years ago, at least 37 mostly nocturnal tornadoes, that being nighttime tornadoes, caused widespread devastation and 4 deaths in Oklahoma. That's horrifying. Last year, airports, hospitals, and public transit was shut down due to a widespread power outage in Spain, Portugal, Andorra, and parts of France. And we have Canadian voters re-elected the Liberal Party to run the government, prompted by a trade war with U.S. and comments by U.S. political leaders made about annexing their country. Dude, the thought... Dude, honestly, like, talking with that guy, and he, like, legitimately thought that the U.S. was going to invade and annex Canada. Are you out of your fucking mind? We're not going to annex your country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude, if anything, like...
They got really
like,
insulted, though, as a general rule.
No, dude, seriously, seriously, if you really are in fear of the U.S. annexing your country, you know, think about this. Most of your country, your politics are opposite of us. Why do we want to build up our opposition? Come on, think, man. You know? So, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to Omni Coalition, or to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion. That's the wrong one. Between 2 sources. Like, all this over the past hour and 12 minutes, we've gone through all of this, and just a portion of that I've read. So... Anyway, for your dose of passive daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. Thank you so much for coming in and you know, joining us. Thank you again, Exposing Internet Crimes and Lies, for keeping your eyes and ears, you know, out for backup. He's helping me out in the background. Like,
who's that?
One of the members of Scott Freedom's panel over here. This guy right there. So yeah, he's keeping his eye. He's helping Scott out too. So yeah, he's a cool guy. Anyway, until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe.